If we could make some time to just watch one film this year, try to keep it to one, what would that film be?
Well, if you watch one film, you'd watch a 3-hour movie, so one might just be enough. I would say Oppenheimer's probably the one.
The numbers told the story, they always do.
It's one of those idiots who believe in analytics.
This is a numbers game with Gil Alexander.
Can you make money on it or not? The answer is yes. So we bring in, of course, the great hosts of the Concierge Confidential podcast. You can follow him on Twitter at Brian Ortega LV. Look at this dude. It's Brian Ortega, everybody. Wow.
Nice to meet everybody. I heard earlier in the show that you thought I might come in a tux. It is, Thursday? But never too early to wear a tux, so just for you guys.
Are you going to wear that through the Academy Awards Sunday? Like you taking that off between now and then?
Nope, I'm going to produce shows just like this, and no one's ever going to see it except the guys in the back. So yes, I will wear this every single day.
Yeah, Brian Ortega, also a VSiN producer here. I want to ask you, though, obviously you're the big movie guy. Is this the best of the best that you have behind you as far as the DVD collection goes, or is this the entirety of it?
I have to say, people take this very seriously. Like, some people go by, like, categories and, like, alphabetical order. I just threw some movies up there, to be honest.
Okay.
There is Heat is up there. Oppenheimer is also up there somewhere. Godfather, the whole pack is in there. As close as it is to my head, that's the most important one. So that's how that works.
I thought what you were going to ask him, because this was the obvious question, was, are you wearing pants, or is it just the top of the tuxedo? That's what I thought you were going to.
Anybody who works in this business knows that answer.
You don't way. You don't have to answer that, Brian. All right.
It is 7:30, I have to say.
Before we get into your bets, category by category here, just for those of us who don't get a chance to see movies, right? We're just immersed in what we do here betting-wise and on these shows. If we could make some time to just watch one film this year, try to keep it to one, what would that film be?
Well, if you watch one film, you'd watch a 3-hour movie, so one might just be enough. I would say Oppenheimer's probably the one. It's the favorite to win Best Picture, and it was my favorite of last year. I think I told you, Gil, I actually did one of your shows where I did the show and flew to Los Angeles to watch it in 70mm IMAX. So I would say Oppenheimer because it's 3 hours, but it's a whole movie all in one. But I would say if you're just a casual movie goer, I would say American Fiction is probably the one. It's a really fun movie, very modern, really for adults. So I would say American Fiction is one you can make time for.
He loves an adult film.
Big adult film fan.
What was your famous line to JVT? Where like, maybe you just don't understand this film, Jonathan. What you said?
Those are the best live bet Saturdays ever.
There's lots of words in this. I don't know if you'll get it.
All right. That's right. Lots of words. So Oppenheimer, prohibitive favorite to win Best Picture, minus 3,800 I'm staring at. That's going to win, right?
Yes, 100%. Okay. Oppenheimer's won all the big awards. I wrote an article for VSiN.com. You can check it out now. That stating that Oppenheimer's actually won all the big precursor awards, where the only time a movie has won all the precursor awards leading up to the Academy Awards and not win was only once in the entire history that we've been doing this. So that, by the way, Apollo 13, if you want to use that as a cocktail party answer. But Oppenheimer is the go-to. I would also lump in Christopher Nolan with that. Christopher Nolan's going to win Best Director. He's like minus also 5,000, so no value there. You really had to get on this early. But even Best Director was gone like in September or October. So
Cillian Murphy's winning Best Actor too, right? Minus 1,600. There's no question there, is there? Also for Oppenheimer?
There was sort of rumbles going on before the SAG Awards that Paul Giamatti might win the SAG, and kind of it was much closer. I believe Paul Giamatti was around a plus 250 sort of short dog, and then you had Cillian Murphy was minus 400, but he shot up to minus 1,000 just after his win at the SAGs, which usually is the largest precursor to the Academy Awards. So yes, Cillian Murphy's going to win in Best Actor. I'll also cover another one for Best Supporting, Best Supporting and Best Supporting Actress categories. Robert Downey Jr. is going to win Best Supporting Actor, and Best Supporting Actress will be Divine Joy Randolph. She has run just a fantastic race. I wrote in the article that if I had to compare it to another sport event, it would be Secretariat at the 1973 Belmont, just obliterating the competition. She's won every single award. So those are the awards you want to stay away from. But there is one I do want to touch, but I think you guys are going to lead into it.
Well, let's start with Best Actress, because this is the one that seems to be, at least the betting market, and from what the rumblings I've heard, the most competitive.
Oh, yeah. So this one, these ladies have going back and forth. Lily Gladstone won a lot in the beginning part of the year, well, essentially end of 2023. And then going into 2024, when we started getting a lot of the other televised awards, Emma Stone really came on. Poor Things really sort of went out wide, and she won the Golden Globe for Best Golden Globe for Comedy. She also won the BAFTA, where Lily Gladstone was not nominated. And going into SAG, Emma Stone was actually the favorite at -120, and then Lily Gladstone was around plus, she was plus 110. She never got to, big money where I got her at. And then the SAGs happened where Lily Gladstone had a surprising win, and now you can see that the odds flipped, where she is now -225 with Emma Stone at plus 150. This is still a very close race. It's not that it always happens, but in the last 10 years, the actress who has won the SAG has gone on to win the Best Academy Award. There's only 2 times in the past 10 years that the Best SAG leading actress has not won Best Actress.
Okay, so you have a better number on Lily Gladstone that exists now, but if someone said, okay, well, does that mean I should not bet Emma Stone at plus 150? You would say...
I would say that it's not bad. At plus 150, it's okay to do that. I kind of hedged where Emma Stone jumped back to plus 150. I put a little sprinkle on that because I do have Lily Gladstone at plus 300. So essentially, you're knocking this 5-person race down to 2. It's like betting on both teams in the Super Bowl, but I've got them at both plus money. So I would still go into that liking it. But I would really enjoy if Lily Gladstone won, just because I could say I was right back in November. So that'd feel really good.
She was awesome in that movie.
You saw that?
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't make it all the way through, but I saw it. It was good. Hey, there's multiple movies on this year's list that I would say were good movies that I didn't make it all the way through, but she was amazing in that.
All right, Brian, I throw it to you with the rest of your best bets.
Oh, perfect. So a category that I think is very interesting is the screenplay category. And this is actually one of the only categories where I'll give a minus number as a best bet, and that is Best Original Screenplay, and that's for Anatomy of the Fall. I take it back. Adapted screenplay is where I want to go. But in adapted screenplay, we have American Fiction and Oppenheimer are the 2 big dogs. And Oppenheimer is a really short dog at plus 200 with American Fiction at minus 250. I think that's actually too short for American Fiction. It should be closer to like minus 500, maybe minus 600, just because American Fiction has won every adapted screenplay award, including the Golden Globes and the BAFTAs. The reason I want to bring up the BAFTAs is the BAFTAs is a British award show, and the writer for Oppenheimer and director is Christopher Nolan, who is British. He won Best Director and Best Picture, but failed to get Best Adapted Screenplay at the BAFTAs on his home turf. And who won? American Fiction. So it should be a much bigger number. Sometimes people look at this and think sort of that big, giant movie like Oppenheimer is just going to run the table, but I think American Fiction at minus 250 is not bad. And I kind of alluded to it in Best Original Screenplay. I did get Anatomy of the Fall at plus 175. And honestly, I was just betting numbers. I didn't see the movie until actually last night. So I actually ended up watching it last night, and I can totally see why it's minus 250. It's in English and French, just in case you guys wanted to go check it out. 2.5 hours. Great courtroom drama if you love French courtrooms. But Anatomy of the Fall is one of my other favorites. Which is the original.
Who doesn't love French courtrooms?
There's no way it's cracking my top 3 French courtroom films, okay? There's no way.
All right, wait, so Brian, I want to clarify. So adapted screenplay, you're saying American Fiction at minus 250 is still a play. You think it's still short enough is what you're saying.
Yeah, because we're looking at if it's going to win and then also the number. Obviously, I'm not going to be betting something that's minus 1,000, but something that has a really good chance of winning at minus 250 is actually not bad. I usually like to bet things at least plus 110, plus 120 for the Oscars, because you just have to get in early. Obviously, for those of you just coming in, this is kind of late in the game. People are always talking about how we already know what's going to happen. Well, the thing is that we've had all these precursors leading up to it. That's why we kind of can forecast who's going to win. So really quickly, before we get out of here, a couple of categories I want to sort of highlight are production design, makeup, and costume design. I think essentially all of those are going to be going to Poor Things. Poor Things is still plus money in production design, and it's really in costume design, where it's plus 110 against Barbie. Barbie doesn't have a lot of momentum going into the Academy Awards, and Poor Things is sort of riding this high, where I think they can snag costume design, makeup and hairstyling, and production design. And makeup and hairstyling, they're going up against Maestro, where nobody even liked that movie. And you can still get Poor Things at plus 125. So I would highly recommend something in that production design, costume design, or makeup and hairstyling.
When the 96th Academy Awards returns. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate it.